the timing of this particular act to deregister the Kenya Human Rights Commission for many seems really suspect. What are you hearing?
Well, that is the question many are asking. Why now? Bearing in mind that the Kenya Human Rights Commission is among the institutions that have raised concerns over the process of the general election, last week's election, and the fact that it has also spoken about violence going on in some parts of the country. Initially, it was the organization that came up and said 24 people had died. The government also initially denying that figure, but the police yesterday admitted that at least 10 people had died. Also, many questioning why several organizations that have been, one, speaking against some of the government activities, and two, some of those that are associated with the opposition. Last year, we saw an NGO associated with the Evans Kidero, one associated with Kalonzo Musyoka being deregistered, and just a few months ago, one associated with the daughter of Raila Odinga, Rosemary Odinga, also being deregistered. So those are the questions many are asking. But interestingly, Akisa, at this press conference, the Kenya Human Rights Commission insisting that up to now it has not received any letter from the executive director of the NGO Coordination Board. It says it has just been reacting to media reports. Yesterday, there were reports that the commission had been deregistered over several issues. One of them, non-remittance of taxes amounting to 100 million shillings. The fact that it has been employing expatriates without work permits, as well as operating what a letter by the executive director of the National NGO Coordination Board, Fazul Mohammed, says is operation of 4 illegal bank accounts. At this press conference this afternoon, the commission saying none of those issues hold any water. In fact, it says the last time it employed any expatriates was 8 years ago, and all of them had work permits. It says most of them were French nationals. But it also says that this is not the first time that Fazul Mohammed is trying to interfere with the operations of the commission. The first time, it says, was in 2015, then again in January this year. And in all instances, the commission says that, in fact, it went to the High Court, and the High Court, due to the fact that the commission managed to prove that the NGO Coordination Board had tried to deregister it without, first of all, engaging with the commission, the High Court then ruled that it was a violation of the constitutional rights of the commission. And so leaders here, officials of the commission now saying that, one, Fazul Mohammed has violated the law, and second, they are also arguing that the National NGO Coordination Act does not exist anymore. They argue that it was repealed when the Public Benefits Operations Act came into effect. And they are also saying that Fazul Mohammed really should try and follow the law and the procedure as well. Since this morning as well, Akisa, there is also a letter saying that the NGO Coordination Board is also seeking to shut the operations of Africa, the Africa Center for Open Governance. And this is also one of the institutions, together with the Kenya Human Rights Commission, that have been meeting. They have been looking into ways. They have been considering whether or not to lodge a petition on the presidential election results. So many are wondering, does it have anything to do with that petition? Does it have anything to do with the fact they have been raising issues over the just concluded elections? Akisa.
Yeah, thank you for that update. Our senior reporter there, Rita Tinina, who's just covered that particular press briefing by the Kenya Human Rights Commission, reacting to being deregistered there by the National or the Non-Governmental Organization Board. So let's now take a short break here on Kivumbi 2710. Don't go too far. We still have a lot more lined up for you.